the calculations that we do when we use the debtors journal in this video. Sales on credit, VAT included, is 23,000, and then the profit on cost of sales is 100% on cost. So the VAT included is 23,000. So if I want to know what is the VAT, then it means I will take the 15 and divide it by 115, the one that I know, times the 2,300. And that will give me 3,000 rand. If I want to see what is my sales price excluding the VAT, I want to calculate the 100, the one that I want at the top, the percentage that we know at the bottom, times the 2,300, and that will give me 2,000 rand. So it means I will have 300 for VAT and 2,000 for sales. So in my debtors control column, I will show the total amount as 23,000. Then I will show the sales as 20,000 and the VAT output as 3,000. Okay, if we want to calculate the cost price, it means I have to say the cost price is 100. We are making a profit of 100% on the cost price. So this will be 100. And then my sales price will be 200%. Okay, the sales price without the VAT is 2,000, 20,000. So if I want to calculate the cost price, the one that I want over the one that I know, times the 20,000, and that will give me 10,000 rand. So my cost of sales will be 10,000 rand. Okay, so if we have to transfer this to the ledger, it means that I have to increase my debtor with 23,000, but I will show that the sales included in that figure is 20,000, and I will credit my sales account with 20,000. Then the VAT in this is 3,000, and I will transfer it to VAT output 3,000 to complete my double entry. So VAT output is a liability to me because I've sold goods, I collected VAT on behalf of SARS, so I owe the money to SARS. And then we calculated that the cost of sales is 10,000. So I will debit my cost of sales account with 10,000 rand, and I will credit my trading stock with 10,000. If we look at number 2, goods sold on credit, VAT excluded. Now they give us the figure excluding the VAT, so it means that 20,600 is your actual sales price before we collected the VAT. So the sales price plus the VAT is 115%. The VAT is 15% and the sales is 100%. They gave me the sales, so I will show that the 100% equals 20,600. If I want the sales price including the VAT, the percentage that I want is 115 divided by the percentage that I know, 100, times 20,600, and that will give me 23,690. So now I know this figure is 23,690. If I want the VAT, the percentage that I want, the 15, over the one that I know, 100, times 20,600, and that will give me 3090. So that means the VAT included in that sales that I have to pay to SARS is 3,090. In this case, we make a profit of 80% on cost price. So the profit will be 80%. The sales price we calculated, excluding the VAT, was 20,600. So if I want to calculate the cost price, the one that we want at the top, 100, divided by the one that we know, 180, times 20,600, and that will give me 11,771. So my cost of sales is 11,771. Okay, so I will show that my debtors will now increase with the amount of the sales, and that was 20,600, and it will increase with a VAT that is 3,090. My sales will be 20,600, and my VAT output will then be 3,090. The cost of sales we calculated as 11,771, so my trading stock will decrease with 11,771, and cost of sales will increase on the debit side with 11,771. If you do the calculations in columnar form, it means that you say, I've got one, and then the one that I want, I will put over the one known to get this. If you just want to calculate it in your journal, you can also say debtors, creditors, and bank is always 115. All my other accounts are 100, and VAT is 15. So if they give me the 23,000, for instance, and I want sales, I will say the one that I want, 100, divided by the 115, times 23, and that will give me 20,000. Or if I want the VAT, the 15 that I want, divide by the 115, times 23, will give me the 3,000. So it's very easy to do the calculations if you write your percentages at the top. If they only ask you to do the ledger and you don't do the journal, then you will also show that your debtors control will be 115%, your trading stock will be 100%, sales will be 100%, that output is 15, cost of sales is 100. So if I know, for instance, that the total sales is 23,000, and I want to calculate the sales, I say the one that I want over the 150 times 23, and that will give me the 20. If I want the VAT, the one that I want, 15 over 115 times 23,000, and that will give me the 3,000. So it's very easy to calculate if you just use your percentages. Okay, if we look at number 3, goods with a cost price of 8,000 was sold on credit, the profit of 50% on costs. Okay, so the goods had a sales, goods with a cost price of 8,000. So in this case, they give me the cost price. So I first have to calculate the sales price before I can calculate what is the VAT. So if we make a profit on this, they say the profit is 100 over 150 because we make a profit of 50. So it means this profit here must be 50%, and then your sales price will be 150%. So if I want the sales price, I will say 150, the one that I want, over the one that I know at the bottom, divide, times 8,000, and that will give me 12,000 Rand. So I know that my sales price is 12,000. Now I can say the sales excluding the VAT is 12,000. If I want the VAT, the one that I want, 15, divided by the one that I know, 100, times 12,000, and that will give me 1,800. And if I want to know what is the sales plus the VAT, I want to calculate 115, the one that I want, over the one that I know, 100, times 12,000, and that will give me 13,800. So I can show that the debtors amount will be 13,800. The VAT output will be 1,800. And if I add those together, it gives me the 13,800. And my cost of sales is 8,000. Okay, so in my debtors control, I have to increase the debtor with the 12,000 sales, and I will put it on the debit side, credit side of my sales account, the 12,000. And the VAT on that entry is 1,800. So I will show that the VAT output increases with 1,800 that I have to pay to SARS. And then for the cost of sales was 8,000. So I will show that my expense to sell these goods was 8,000, and I decreased my trading stock with 8,000. Okay, in number 4, we will look at the entry here and read carefully. They say the VAT on goods sold was 1,200. So in this case, they give me the 1,200. So it means if I want to know what is the sales, I want to calculate the 100. I know the 15 times 1,200, and that will give me the sales amount as 8,000. If I want the debtors control amount, it means that I will say the one that we want is 115, the one that we know is 15 times 8,000, and that will give me 9,200. Okay, and then if I want to calculate the cost of sales, I will use my profit percentage. So if I do it in the columns, I will say the VAT is 1,200. The sales, the one that we want, is 100, divided by the one that we know, 15, times 1,200, and that will then give me the amount that I will show here as my sales figure. Okay, so if we do this one, it means that the VAT was 1,200. I have to go and calculate this figure, and it will give me 8,000. If I want to see what is the sales plus the VAT, I want to calculate the 115 divided by the one that was given to me, 15, times with 12,000, and that will give me 13,800. Okay, the cost price here, the sales excluding the VAT was 8,000, and we make a profit of 80% on cost price. So if I want the cost price, it is 100 over the one that we know, 180, times 800 Rand, and that will give me 4,444. So I can show the cost price as 4,444. In my debtors control, I have to show that the debtors must increase with 9,200 on the debit side. The sales portion of that will then be the 8,000, and the VAT portion on that is the 1,200. And I will show that my sales increase on the credit side with the 8,000, and the VAT increases on the credit side with the 1,200. And then for the cost of sales, the expense increased with 4,444, and my trading stock decreased with 4,444 rand.